Hello, today I decided to make these little wooden beaded ornaments. All I needed for tools was a paintbrush, a pair of scissors, and some twine. I have this giant bag of wooden beads that I got from Amazon. I don't remember why I bought it, what I had in mind for a project when I did that, but on my Facebook feed, these little wooden snowman ornaments came across one day, and I remembered that I had these beads, so I decided to make the little snowman ornaments, which is what I'm working on now. So now I suppose I will remember why I bought those wooden beads, and I won't have enough and I'll have to buy more, but oh well. In the meantime, I have some cute little snowman ornaments. A little late for Christmas this year, but they're done, and technically you wouldn't have to use them for Christmas. I mean, you could just put them on if somebody's got like a birthday in January. You could tie it on their tag and use it as like a gift tag or a decoration of some sort, but I think they are meant to be, well, actually the video I saw, they were supposed to be keychains, but that doesn't appeal to me at all, so I opted for calling them ornaments, but you could definitely, I mean, they would work as a keychain. Like I said, that doesn't appeal to me at all, so they're decorative in my world. So now I have them all painted white, and I am just stringing them on the twine. I opted to just tie knots at the bottom. Just wanted to make it, a big enough knot so that they're not going to fall back off. I did have to widen some of the holes on these. I should have done it before I started painting, but wasn't thinking about that at the time, so I did it after, which is fine. You're not going to see the middles anyways once they're strung together. And then I just tied a loop at the top, tied that off with 2 knots, and then I trimmed the tails on both the top and the bottom, and so they would just be a little bit neater. So now I'm adding the scarf detail on the snowmen. I am just using this little red and white twine or string, whatever, that I had laying around. It is part of a pack of gift tags, like for mason jars and stuff. So I had that just laying around. I thought it would be cute. You could use whatever you have. You could leave it off completely. It's totally unnecessary, but I think it is cute. So, but you could use anything, honestly. You can use red twine, you can use ribbon, probably raffia even would work, anything at all. So now I'm adding the faces and details to the snowmen. I am just using my paint markers, and I'm about to decide that the black one I'm using is too small, and I'm going to find my bigger one to use. And I didn't mark it out ahead of time. It's not that serious. It's just a little snowman face. I did get my first one, like the eyes are a little bigger than I think I would have wanted them, mainly because I didn't prime that paint marker like I should have, because I switched to the bigger one from the small one. So when I put the first 2 eyes on, they weren't quite even, so then I was in the situation where I had to even them up, and they got a little bigger than I wanted them to. I mean, they're not like crazy huge or anything, but I definitely like the size of the second one and third one better than the first one. But anybody else looking at, I don't even know if anybody else would notice. It's just something that I know that I got it bigger than I meant to. And then on the third one, I started the smile, I guess, too far over, so I only ended up with room for 4 dots in the smile, not 5. So it would have been off center if I went for 5. But again, it's another one of those things where it's not that serious. Just do whatever you want, and nobody else is going to notice, right? Those are those little details that only we notice. And then for the little nose, I just added a little triangle orange for the carrot. Of course, then I do have to go back and make that first one bigger because the rest of its face is bigger, so I need to adjust. But otherwise, they turned out pretty cute, I think. So the whole time I was making those snowmen, I kind of started thinking about different paint schemes or different ideas, because like I said, even though they're originally supposed to be keychains, to my mind they were always ornaments or something decorative. And so while I was making the snowmen, and I love them and I think they're super cute, not to take anything away from them, but I was just thinking like, wow, you could really do, like, the options are endless, right? So you could do a lot of different things with these. So then I grabbed a few more of the, heaven knows I've got plenty of wooden beads. So I grabbed some more out to make a few other little things. So now I've painted 2 red and 2 green, and right now I'm working on a gradient of blues that will actually end with white. But I probably have the paints around. I just didn't feel like digging all of them out, and the one blue and white were handy, so I just whipped up the colors that I was looking for myself, and I find I end up doing that a lot. I just custom make my own colors. It's a lot easier that way. Then your shading is always going to be right. So like I said, I was going for a gradient, so I wanted the blues to match, and the perfect way to do that is to use the same blue and just add white to it to lighten it up. So it's definitely going to be coordinated and in the same color family. So got my colors where I wanted them, and I was able to knock out the little blue ones. Finishing up painting the last of the 3 color schemes that I decided to go with for this little experiment. Getting them strung up, I opted for alternating on the red and green, the gradient in the blue, and then alternating gradient in the purple and teal, or, well, it's more of a turquoise, I guess. So on that one, I just used my silver paint marker, and I put the year down it. My silver paint marker wasn't cooperating very well, so I ended up having kind of a puddle of silver on the side, and I was being really careful because sometimes the paint markers are great. They're really handy, but if you've ever worked with any of them, every now and again, they just let out a lot of paint, and you end up with something that's either ruined or you have to start over, kind of a pain in the neck. So I was trying to be really careful with, it seems to happen a lot on my metallic ones, but I was trying to be really careful. It doesn't show up quite as well as I would have liked, but it's also kind of subtle, so I like that about it too. I'm starting to work on the blue gradient one now. Ended up going with Let It Snow down this one. So each blue bead got a word. And then I do end up throwing just a little snowflake on the white bead. honestly, this one is my favorite. I just absolutely love it. I love the colors. I like how it just turned out, and this is a perfect one for any time during winter. It doesn't have to be specifically to Christmas. So I think this is a great example of one that could be like add it to a gift that you're giving to someone, you know, and it can be part of the gift, and it can also just be kind of the tag or a decoration on the present sort of a thing. But I love how it turned out. So for the red and green one, I decided to go with my gold paint marker, and I just did our last name, conveniently 4 letters. So it kind of worked out and fit what I was going for. This one, I love the concept, and I love the red and green and the gold together, but the gold is just a little bit too subtle for what I would prefer. So I would probably, and I might actually go back over this and redo it, but maybe lay down white first, like a thicker white of the letters, and then come back over it in the gold so that the gold kind of pops a little bit more. I just think it would stand out a little bit better. So, but it still turned out cute. I hope you like these, and I hope you try them out. But in the meantime, let me know which one's your favorite. Have a great day.